Hello, it's Steve the Nortel guy. This is going to be a video about more in depth about paging. I'm trying something a little different with my videos today that I haven't done before. I'm actually holding a loose webcam in my hand. In the past, I've usually used a camcorder on a tripod, so I apologize if there's a lot of shaking. The bright side is the camcorder I used to use was low res, and this webcam is supposed to be high res, so you should be able to see things a little more clearly. Anyway, about paging. Um, with paging in the Norstar, there's two basic modes of paging. There's speaker paging and there's set paging. Speaker paging means that the sound that you speak into the handset of the phone will be played over any external powered speakers that you have, say for instance in the ceiling, or loudspeakers you may have in your back warehouse. So you're going to have a separate amplifier, and if you don't have one of these, then paging over speaker isn't going to go anywhere. Now the other type of paging is set paging, and what set paging is when you make a page, all the phone sets, all the Norstar phone sets have got a speaker in the some portion of the body of the phone. Usually you can tell because it's got these little, grids here. And when you do set paging, it comes out of that speaker. Now there's three, I think it's three different zones, actually four if you consider all to be a zone. What they do is in the programming you can assign a phone to a paging group 1, 2, or 3. And the reason you do this is so that when I do a page, I press my page button and I choose sets. See if you can see that. I choose sets. It says enter zone. If I enter zone 1, well, every phone set that is programmed to be in zone 1 will receive my page. So I just made a page. Now, this phone set right next to me is in zone 1, so obviously it plays the sound. All right, now let's try that again, except this time I'll use paging zone 2. Press the page button, and I'm going to choose sets, and I'm going to choose zone 2. Okay, now right now the phone screen says I'm actively paging zone 2, but yet there's no noise coming from this phone over here. And of course that's because that phone is in paging zone 1 and I'm using paging zone 2. Now the other thing I could do is, without regard to what zone I want to page to, I could page. By the way, I'm pressing the page button over here every time I'm doing this. I could press page, sets, and there's this word over here under the soft phone marked all. If you don't have soft keys on your phone because you're using like a 7208 or 7100, you can press 0. It's the same thing. Okay, and so now I've got paging into all zones. So it doesn't matter if you're in zone 1, 2, or 3. If someone decides to page to all zones, it goes to all sets. So then you can mix set paging with speaker paging. So in addition to doing a particular zone, let's say I just wanted to page to zone 1, if I hit page and then I choose both speakers and sets, I can choose zone 1. Okay, so now the screen says I'm paging zone 1 and speakers. And of course the sound is coming out of this phone. And if I had overhead speakers, it'd be coming out of those too. So you see, you can end up with about 4, maybe 5 different combinations. You can page just to sets in zones 1, 2, or 3. You can page to sets all zones, and you can page to speakers and a particular zone, or speakers in all zones. Now you're probably wondering, if you don't have a page key on your set, like I've got a page key here, is pre-programmed for feature 60. There's 3 different feature commands you can use. I believe it's feature 60 is the one that lets you choose set, speaker, or both. Feature 61 is just for set paging, and then it'll prompt you for the zone. And let's see, feature 6.2 is just paging speakers, so it ignores all the sets. And let's see, feature 6.3 means page the speakers and whatever zone you put in. Okay. Also, you can add a number at the end of those commands. So say, for instance, if I wanted to page speakers and also sets, but just zone 1, I could do feature 631. Okay, so what I've done is I've said I wanted to use both sets and speakers, and I want it to be zone 1. So play around with those 3 different combinations: feature 6.0, feature 6.1, feature 6.2, and feature 6.3. If you work in a business where coworkers are with you, I recommend you do this testing, if you will, after hours when you won't disturb people. Remember, when you're doing these paging over the set, it's going over other people's phone sets, so you may be disturbing people. So please use this new found feature cautiously. Okay, that's the Nortel guy. I hope you enjoyed my little instructional on the different modes of Norstar paging. Bye-bye.